The stars fractured like shattered glass as the Terran Coalition's 7th Fleet dropped out of warp above Velmora 7. Admiral Leona Riker stood at the forward edge of the TCS Vindicator's bridge, arms crossed behind her back, eyes fixed on the holographic starfield rippling to life in front of her. The planet filled the center, a sapphire and emerald sphere, dense with misty cloud layers and vast oceans. An Eden. Untouched. Claimed. Not by humans. Multiple Varnak signatures, Admiral, Owen reported. The ship's AI voice was calm, clipped, genderless. 14 warships. 3 planetary stations. Terraforming activity confirmed. Riker didn't move. Her gaze didn't shift. Any signs of a fleet command vessel? 1. Orbiting equatorial plane. Signature matches Dominion-class dread cruiser, Zarin Kaith. Of course it's him, she muttered. Commander Vega stepped up beside her. We're already late. Dominion's moving faster than expected. Should we initiate immediate deployment protocols? No. Riker turned slightly, her expression unreadable. We don't fire first. Not yet. Vega frowned, but didn't argue. The younger officer had a tendency toward blunt action, but she knew better than to challenge Riker on the bridge. The 7th Fleet wasn't just humanity's spearhead, it was its statement. Bring up full orbital layout, Riker ordered. The central hollow expanded. Varnak vessels formed a crescent formation above Velmora 7's northern hemisphere, overlapping defense spheres. Terraforming rigs floated below them, tethered to the surface via shimmering particle beams. Riker noted their positions, their inefficiency, the gaps in their orbital net. The Varnak were confident. Too confident. Open a diplomatic channel to the lead ship. Yes, Admiral, Owen said. Channel open. The bridge lights dimmed. A vertical screen snapped into place ahead of the holosphere. A few seconds passed. Then he appeared. Strategist Korzal filled the display like a war monument. Towering, even-seated, with a bone-plated jaw and 6 black eyes that glinted like obsidian. He wore ceremonial armor draped in gold-threaded fabrics, chain ornaments clinking faintly as he moved. His mandibles shifted once. A sign of irritation. I had hoped humanity's little ships would know their place, he said, his voice like gravel sliding down steel. But here you are. Wagging a finger. Riker stepped forward. Strategist Korzal. You're in violation of the Accord of Tarsus. Velmora 7 lies in neutral expansion space. No empire may establish permanent installations without council arbitration. You seek arbitration? Korzal tilted his head. I see no council. Only trembling humans hiding behind metal hulls. I see a bully sitting on someone else's front porch. Your metaphors are as clumsy as your diplomacy. Riker didn't blink. Withdraw your ships and your terraformers. You have 72 minutes to comply. Korzal gave a soft growl. Or you learn how quickly we've evolved. The screen cut off. The bridge fell into silence. Vega exhaled slowly. That went well. They're baiting us, Riker said. They think we'll overreact. Or retreat. They're wrong. They are, Riker replied. But that doesn't mean they're harmless. She moved toward her command chair, the crews shifting as one to return to their stations. Owen, how long to deploy stealth assets? 4 minutes. Cloak deployment vectors available. Shall I initiate? Hold them. Wait until they shift formation. Understood. The weight of command pressed down, not in silence, but in layers, data feeds scrolling across her displays, whispered chatter from the tactical team, the distant hum of plasma reactors keeping the Leviathan cruiser aloft. Riker remembered the last time she'd faced the Varnak. She'd been a lieutenant then. The planet's name was Eros 5. They'd lost half the colony to orbital strikes before a single diplomatic envoy could even respond. She'd buried friends in sealed coffins, the soil still radioactive. That had been 20 years ago. Earth remembered. A ping broke her thoughts. Message from Terran High Command, Iwan announced. Put it through. A small inset opened on her console. Text only. No reinforcements available. Secure Velmora 7. Engage at discretion. Do not concede the system. Riker stared at the words. Earth had made its decision. She was the tip of the spear. And now, she was alone. Admiral, Vega said quietly. They're deploying mining drones. They're not backing down. I didn't expect them to. Riker tapped her wrist pad. Summon all department heads. War Council in 5. Confirmed. She rose, eyes still on Velmora 7. The planet turned slowly beneath them, untouched, unaware of the powers hovering above it like twin blades. It didn't belong to anyone yet. But it soon would. We've warned them, Riker said. Next time we speak, we won't use words. Admiral Riker stood at the center of the War Council chamber aboard the Vindicator, surrounded by projection nodes displaying real-time fleet data. The air was tense, the kind that buzzed just before impact. All departments report ready, Owen said. Stealth assets on standby. No detection yet. Riker looked around. Commander Vega, Tactical Chief Sato, Operations Officer Freya, and Communications Lead Hale, her most trusted officers. No one sat. We're past diplomacy, Riker said. The Dominion's making a move, and Velmora is the first domino. This isn't about minerals or settlement space. It's about posture. Vega nodded. They want us to blink first. Make us look weak. Riker tapped the table. A section of the Varnak formation zoomed in, displaying energy signatures and heat profiles. I'm not blinking. We hold position. No first strike. But if they cross the line again, no hesitation. Sato leaned forward. And the Nemesis ships? We wait until they commit more forces. If we reveal them too early, the Dominion will adapt. They're still guessing. Let them keep guessing. Freya adjusted her wrist display. Varnak terraformers have doubled output in the last hour. They're rushing planetary deployment. That confirms it, Riker said. They want to establish facts on the ground before we're authorized to respond. Hale's panel beeped. Incoming signal, he announced. Encrypted. Dominion channel. Origin Zarenkaith. Korzel wants to meet. In person. Vega looked over sharply. He's bold. He's testing me. Riker narrowed her eyes. Grant the meeting. Neutral ground. Orbital station KS-9. I want full security detail. 27 minutes later, Riker stepped into the dim chamber of KS-9, flanked by 2 Terran guards in black kinetic armor. The station was cold, powered only by emergency systems. A symbolic place for symbolic things. Korzel waited alone. The room's orange lighting cut deep shadows across his chitinous face. He remained seated, clawed hands folded. I thought humans preferred comfort, he said, voice low. I prefer neutrality, Riker answered. This station's been abandoned for 2 decades. No one claims it. Yet here we are, he said, gesturing. 2 species pretending there is balance where there is only contest. She didn't sit. You're pushing. You're hoping we break. But this time, we brought more than warnings. Korzel's 6 eyes studied her. You evolved quickly. But you mistake speed for strength. You mistake patience for weakness. The silence that followed stretched long. You threaten war, he said. I state inevitability. If you don't leave Velmora 7, you'll learn just how deep we've dug. Korzel rose slowly. Then let your people learn how deep our bones run. They parted without a handshake. None was offered. Back aboard the Vindicator, Riker stood on the bridge as her boots touched the steel deck. She didn't sit. Deployed the Nemesis ships. Silent vector. Full cloak. Yes, Admiral, Owen replied. Deployment underway. Outside the main V-ports, stars blinked, and 3 shadow giants peeled away from behind a moon. Massive black vessels, their surfaces bent light, rendering them ghosts even in open space. Each ship was armed with a singularity core, a prototype weapon that bent spacetime. No missile trails. No debris. Just disappearance. Nemesis 1 in position. Owen confirmed. A pulse on the sensor board. Varnak ship firing. Vega barked. Direct plasma lance. Target, TCS redshift. Grazing hit. Shields holding. Riker turned slowly toward the central display. That's the second line they've crossed. Orders? Sato asked, almost breathless. Return fire, gravitic displacement. Target 20 meters off their port flank. Not a direct hit? Vega asked. No, Riker said. Just a message. The order was given. From the shadow of the moon, Nemesis 2 emerged for just a moment, barely visible, almost mythical. Then the weapon activated. The fabric of space twisted near the Varnak destroyer Kaithzor. A ripple, like a mirage, shimmered. Gravity surged. In less than 4 seconds, the Varnak vessel collapsed inward. No explosion, no wreckage. Just absence. The void where a warship had been. Dead silence followed on the bridge. Hale whispered. They'll feel that across the Dominion. Riker's expression didn't shift. Send full fleet telemetry to Dominion Command. Include the Singularity event data. Let them understand what restraint looks like. On the Zarin Kaith, chaos reigned. Strategist Korzal stood rigid, 2 of his commanders arguing behind him. How did they do it? One barked. No energy spike. No lock-on. The ship simply ceased. Run the footage again, Korzal ordered. The tactical AI replayed it. A shimmer. Then void. He turned to his second. Prepare counter-formation. Signal fleet to reposition defensively. We should retreat. Request command authorization, the officer said. No, Korzal snapped. We hold ground. This is posturing. They erased a warship. They chose not to erase us all. Korzal issued the order to hold. Riker returned to her quarters briefly. The lights were dim. She didn't rest. Instead, she opened the encrypted channel to Earth. She stared at the screen for a long moment before recording. First engagement complete. No casualties. Varnak bluff called. They won't back down, but they won't advance. We revealed only one card. If they demand more, we'll play the rest. Riker out. She closed the console. Back on the bridge, Owen's voice came quietly. Dominion Command has rejected Korzal's request to withdraw. Riker nodded, unsurprised. He's a pawn in their game. Pride won't let them fold. Prediction models suggest he may attempt a final escalation. Riker walked to the viewport, watching Velmora 7 rotate beneath her. Then we answer once. And only once. The Varnak formation shifted. Not away. Closer. From the Vindicator's bridge, Admiral Riker watched their flanking cruisers break from the crescent, repositioning at angles designed to envelop her forward line. Classic Dominion pincer tactic. It worked against slower fleets. It never worked twice against humans. They're committing to engagement, Owen reported. Speed patterns suggest encirclement. They know we outgun them, Vega said, stepping beside Riker. This is desperation. No, Riker replied, eyes still locked on the tactical holosphere. This is pride wrapped in protocol. They can't retreat without looking weak. They're gambling on our hesitation. Behind them, bridge stations buzzed. No panic. No raised voices. Just calm hands working the storm. Confirm stealth unit positions, Riker ordered. Nemesis 1, -2, and -3 are fully cloaked, Owen responded. In optimal vectors for counter-encirclement. She nodded. Good. Time to remind them who they're playing with. She stepped to the central console and keyed in a narrow beam transmission. One frequency. One recipient. Korzal stood at the command center of the Zarin Kaith, mandibles tight, every eye scanning the tactical overlay. A chime sounded. A direct signal. From Riker. He accepted it, expecting threats. Instead, her voice came cold and deliberate. We know what you're doing. We've let you play your game. But here's the last move. If your ships don't halt in the next 60 seconds, we won't destroy them. We'll erase them so thoroughly, your own logs will question if they ever existed. Korzal said nothing at first. His claws tapped the armrest of his command chair, a rhythm of uncertainty. You bluff, he said finally. Riker didn't respond. She ended the transmission. Owen, she said. Run the Nemesis demonstration. Specified demonstration level. Full offensive posture. Lock on only. No discharge. Yes, Admiral. Outside the Varnak formation, shadows emerged from nothing. 3 Terran dreadnoughts materialized like myths breaking surface. Their surfaces weren't metal, they drank light. Each ship silently rotated, aligning gravitic cores with lethal precision. Sensors on every Varnak vessel flared red. Dozens of threat warnings. No targets. No shields could counter what they faced. Only absence awaited them. Terran dreadnoughts have locked all Dominion vessels, Owen confirmed. Maintain positions. No fire. On the Zarenkaith, alarms screamed. Bridge crews shouted over one another. 17 confirmed lock-ons. Stealth units, no prior detection. Weapons offline. They're not even firing. Korzal froze. He had known arrogance. He had practiced it. But this was not bluster. This was a power he could neither measure nor answer. His second-in-command turned, voice strained. We have no tactical response. Recommend full retreat. And abandon Dominion pride? Korzal hissed. We'll be discredited. Executed. Staying ensures nothing survives to bear witness. Korzal stared at the view screen. For the first time in his life, he hesitated. Back on the Vindicator, Riker watched. Any signs of movement? Negative, Owen replied. Dominion fleet has frozen in place. Communication between their ships is rising exponentially. Likely debating surrender protocol. Riker turned to Vega. Time to make it easier. Broadcasting? Vega asked. Yes. Wideband uncoded. Let everyone hear it. She stepped into view of the bridge holoscreen. Her face, calm and sharp, appeared on every receiver within range. This is Admiral Leona Riker of the Terran Coalition. No Varnak vessel has been fired upon. No lives lost. And yet, at this moment, we could eliminate every ship in your fleet without a trace. She paused. You came to Velmora 7 thinking we were still crawling. That we'd flinch when barked at. Instead, you met a people who learned from every wound, every loss. We don't seek conquest. But we will not yield. Her voice turned colder. Withdraw. Leave this world untouched. And remember, humanity is no longer a footnote in your empire's history. We are the authors now. She ended the transmission. For one breath, nothing happened. Then, a Varnak cruiser powered down its weapons. Another shifted course, gently, slowly, drifting out of position. The cascade continued. On the Zarenkaith, Korzal watched his fleet dissolve. His second-in-command said nothing, only stared. Korzal spoke quietly. Transmit withdrawal command. But the Dominion. They can court-martial me when I return. Better to face a trial than vanish into silence. Varnak fleet disengaging. Iwan announced. All units rerouting to outbound vectors. Terraforming rigs powering down. Cheers rippled through the bridge, muted but real. Vega grinned. You didn't even need to fire. Riker shook her head. Fear lasts a moment. Understanding lasts longer. She turned from the display, her face unreadable again. Hail, transmit final message to Dominion Command. Ready. She dictated slowly. Velmora 7 is now under Terran Coalition protection. Any further claim will be met with equal force. No more warnings. Sent. Hale confirmed. Later, in her private quarters, Riker stood alone, hands behind her back as she stared out at the distant curve of Velmora 7. Below, the planet turned, its oceans calm, its clouds unknowing. Iwan's voice came softly. You've changed the Dominion's strategic calculus. For now, Riker said. A news signal was intercepted. Non-Dominion origin. Observing fleet recorded the entire event. She turned slightly. Someone else was watching? Yes. Unknown species. Message is short, we saw. We are curious. Riker smiled faintly. Let them be. Curiosity is how all of this started. She looked back down at the planet. It was still untouched. Still full of potential. And for now, it was safe.